I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while if the reasons.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Alex, he's King, he's Steve. Tweet at us or something if you want to. Those handles are on the picture of this podcast. What you should do if you are a listener and want to interact with us is to join our Discord, Sports Brewery in Discord. Just search for it if you have the Discord app, or if you want an invitation to it, just ask us for one and we can send it to you. Like if you're AK-47 and got really mad after the election and got rid of all of your social media apps and then and then like downloaded some of them again and needed help, yeah, you could just ask us for one and we'll send it to you. Booble says to join Blue Sky. I haven't done it yet. I was an early buyer in on the Threads thing just because it was tied to Instagram, so I'm sticking with that for now until the world tells me which one I'm supposed to be using. So
I think the world's told you that Threads stinks.
Probably, yes. I think that's the gist I'm getting, which is a shame because like all 14 of our followers on Threads are really going to be disappointed, guys. It is what it is, I guess. Okay, what else? Twitch.tv/abrog87. That's where we do our podcast live. So if you want to watch us, join the chat and, whatever, every Thursday night, you may do so there. Just hit follow and it'll send you a notice when we go live. If you miss those streams, you can watch them on YouTube because I post them. Just search for Sports Brewery. Movie on Sunday. We do a movie podcast every Sunday. It is my movie this week, and it is 300. It's on Netflix, the Gerard Butler painted abs vehicle. So watch that. Listen to us talk about it on Sunday.
That fantastic beard he has too.
Oh, speaking of, like,
if I could somehow get them and just have this perfectly sculpted beard that like thick, deep. It's tough, man. It's too good.
Yeah, I got some hot takes on the painted on abs thing, like doing those guys a disservice because they were in fantastic shape. They did not need any help with those damn painted on abs. I'm just saying.
What year did that movie come out? Like
2009?
You by the way, you're too quiet. Like I don't know if you need to like unplug the mic like altogether or something and just use the computer, but
I'll tell you, man.
2006 is when it came out.
It was, yeah. Early days of Zack Snyder. So, yeah, anyway, watch it, listen to us talk about it on Sunday. AK-47 in the chat. Yes, I'm back on the Discord. The Discord. So, let's start with the Ducks, I guess.
No. Before that.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, good enough.
Okay, well, I'll just do this.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards, your legacy now tarnished.
That's a sound effect, bro.
24 hours against your Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
He did it! You son of a...
pay money to do that shit.
You son of a bitch! You did it.
Are you a Nitro boy now? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just did a free trial.
Oh yeah. And you're gonna get your fucking money's worth.
Absolutely.
It's worth every fucking penny.
Every penny, baby. Yeah. By the way, thank you, Booble, in the chat. R.A.P. Wheels. One of the like the best voices in the history of announcing. I don't know that there's really an argument. Anybody who listened to Wheels do a basketball game, boy, he was great. And he has like some of the best calls in the history of the game, in my opinion. Damian Lillard, how dare you? Like that kind of shit. He's mystified, mortified, and whatever.
That was his best bit.
It was so good, and I don't know if
he satisfied. Dysmorphia, dystopia, and the Blazer. So good.
So good.
He was epitome of Homer like radio call.
Absolutely.
Was he worse? Was he worse than the two mics?
Oh, 100%.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's radio versus TV is just kind of different. It's a different monster, I guess.
Well, it is. It is different too because they're employed by the team, so they're paid to be homers too. So it's not like they're like this national organization coming in like picking favorites. Like they are paid to pick a favorite, so it is different. But man, he was good. What a voice.
Who is the radio guy now since the whole changeover like 6 years ago?
It's Travis Demers.
Is it Demers?
Yeah.
I don't know who the play-by-play guy is, though, but I think it might be Michael Holton still. I don't know.
Nope. Kept him on. All right.
You mean the analyst?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The color guy, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But still, though, even though we all have our opinions on Jordan Kent, his year and a half in as the Blazers TV guy, Kevin Calabro, get the fuck out of here, man. Fucking dork.
Yeah, go back to Seattle.
Pandemic's hard. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, it's over. Let me just kick this guy right out. Out of here.
You're the only one who has to suffer through that, by the way, because nobody but you is watching the Blazers on TV, and you got yourself into it with this damn TikTok thing you're doing. So,
it's
how many views? How many views on that you get on each of those?
I have one that was like 1,000. The last one was by far my least viewed one. By far. By like 100 plus.
You put like effort into that too, didn't you? You had edits.
Yeah, edits.
Yeah.
Hell, man.
Well,
Rude.
I enjoy watching them for like the 10 or 15 seconds that they are when you share them in our Discord. So if
Running out of material.
If that counts for anything. All right, let's talk Ducks then. Why did you stop us from talking Ducks with Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you lose back-to-back nights to the Blazers. Yeah, legacy tarnished.
The movie with Adam Sandler stinks now.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm now learning that the program clip I did like a year ago didn't. Yeah. It just said program.
What does that sound?
It's supposed to say program.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I clipped it off too early.
Per. Love it. People just listening to this, by the way, have no fucking idea what's going on. They're hearing like the most random shit. Love it. Okay, so let's talk about the Ducks. 10-0 for the third time ever, which is significant. I think expected because once they beat Ohio State, they pretty clear favorites against everybody they've been playing. Maryland, not a very good team. Oregon was really sloppy, like exceedingly sloppy. Offense was not very good. Players were dropping passes. Just penalty, like 13 penalties. I think they had in the game too. Just like the sloppiest game. I mean, maybe including the Idaho game. I know, I think Idaho, they weren't so much sloppy. They just weren't executing at all. But this game, they were sloppy. They were just messing up left and right.
The one thing throughout it all is they scored the second most points they've scored all season this game.
Yeah,
because I was pretty livid in the Discord during the game. I thought that was by far Will Stein's worst play calling game of the season. Yeah, all the penalty. It was the whole game was bad.
Yeah.
Yet they still won the game in hand and scored the second most points they've scored all year. That's
what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say too.
Sense.
Yeah, it's amazing how good Oregon is because they played one of the worst games they've played all season statistically. like just all around, and they won by 21.
Well, let's say at least it wasn't the offenses; it was the defense that got them those points. Because the offense was like, I don't even think Gabriel didn't throw for even over 200 yards.
Gabriel was
188.
Yeah, he was 23 of 34, 183 yards, and 3 touchdown passes, of course.
Can I give you a little statistical nugget on Dylan Gabriel touchdown passes?
Big nugget guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Oregon is 10-0, right? Dylan Gabriel in the 10th game threw 3 touchdowns, right? So that means through 9 games, he was below the 20 touchdown mark. And the stat is a little imperfect because Dakota Prukop started the first month in 2016, and Herbert broke his collarbone like the first week of October 2017. But like a full season at Oregon, who did not like Jeremiah Masoli in 2009 is the last quarterback who had to wait until game 10 to hit the 20 touchdown passing mark for Oregon. Like
really?
Yes. Like so today when they come out with the Dylan Gabriel Heisman thing, whatever. Okay, sure. You go 13-0, he might win it. But no, he's not. He's not, because you want to know what? Through 10 games, he's thrown 22 touchdowns. There's nothing Heisman about that when you've rushed for 389 yards. And I get it. You're throttling shit down. You're doing it for the sake of, damn, we might play 17 games this year. Got it. Don't want to see the Heisman campaign. You blew that shit like a month ago. Well, if you didn't blow it a month ago, you blew it last Saturday because you played like 4 shitty teams in 7 weeks. And it's like, 3 total touchdowns is the high mark. You cannot, there should not be a single discussion about Dylan Gabriel for Heisman.
No. And it's not his fault. It's 100% on Lanning. I bet 80% of his season stats are just in the first halves of games.
100%.
And so I agree with you. Yeah, Heisman. Maybe if there's a first half of football games Heisman, yeah, he's probably the Heisman front runner in that category, but not for full season. No way.
I know Heismans aren't really that important anymore. No one cares. When's the last time you watched the Heisman ceremony in late December? I probably have a good guess. Probably in 2014. Just throwing that out there.
Good guess.
But Gentry's not getting close to the Barry Sanders thing. He'll probably win it. And the quarterbacks are so meh this year that we let total plays for Travis Hunter become stat. Yeah. Well, he played 119 snaps. Yeah, but what did he do? We had 88. He had 80 yards receiving and
3 pass deflections.
And a pass deflection.
2 tackles. Yeah.
I saw 2 write-ups, one from Yahoo and one from ESPN this week, that credited him for an interception last week that was negated by penalty. And if you watched the game, it was one of those ones where a guy goes off sides, the quarterback is just like, fuck it.
Throws it up.
Chance, throws it up because it's their ball anyway.
Free play.
It's a free play. And they credited him with a blurb that, a pick was reversed. So, Oregon, too late. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to see it from you. Dan Lanning, your shit's boring. You waste everyone's time in the third quarter. You better win the national championship this year, because this year, boring.
Yeah, on purpose, though. Like I
know, I get it. Yeah. But it's not so purposeful that he's like, oh, I'm gonna be so zany at the 1-yard line. Oh, let me throw it on guard. Let me snap it to a lineman. I'm so wacky. Dan, if you want to be wacky with Dylan Gabriel throwing it to Tez Johnson or Evan Stewart or Trayshawn Holden or Terrence Ferguson. I know there's been some games where they missed it with injuries. You want to be wacky with good players. Don't be wacky. I don't even know the guy's name who caught the touchdown. I think he was like 67.
Wilson? Last name Wilson?
Jernoris Wilson. Yeah.
Whatever. I'm so wacky. Chip Kelly used to be so zany. Watch me. I'm Dan Lanning. Dan, not the right time to be wacky or zany. Do it with Dylan Gabriel if you want to be wacky or zany and stop wasting our time in the third quarter. You suck in the third quarter, and I hate it. And you'd be like, oh, I just wanted to shake things up with that fake punt. Or be normal. This has been my credo in the United States for a year now. Just be normal. And we can't.
Well, that's blame. But the problem is they shouldn't even had to do the fake punt and all that if Stein can just call a game a 15-year-old playing the NCAA would be able to call a better game than Stein did, especially in that third quarter and fourth in the second half in general. I mean, what's he doing? It just clearly, I think we've seen enough of this season so far that running up the middle, not a strength right now of this Duck team.
Well, especially after you lose Harper, like you're starting right guard.
Yes, especially, but Whittington and James, who for some reason James just not playing in the entire second half.
For the second time, yeah.
For the second time.
That's what I need Lanning to answer because he's super cryptic about why James didn't play in the second half. The game was close. It was an 11-point game.
It was close enough.
It was 11-point game, yeah. And Maryland was getting the ball back. So you need I like load management for James because he runs hard, and when he does play, he runs really hard and is really hard to bring down because of that. I like it. I love the idea of it, but maybe sit him the entire fourth quarter as opposed to the entire second half because you're not, like you guys said, you're not scoring in the third quarter. Maybe a big reason you're not scoring in the third quarter is because you go away from what you're doing in the fucking first half, which is giving the ball to Jordan James, which opens things up for fucking pass plays. All you're doing is dropping back and throwing these fucking screens that nobody's afraid of. Like
they didn't open the pass plays were not opened up downfield the entire game. But the point was the running up the middle was not working. Every time they got the ball to the edges, those guys are so much faster than these Big Ten defenders for the most part. They pick up chunk yard plays almost every time. And if you saw the second half and somewhat to the end of the first half, all Stein would do was just run up the middle, quick little bubble screen, everything short behind the line of scrimmage. It's just like, that's what, for a game they won in hand, scoring the second most points, it was the most frustrated I had been all year. Yeah. Of just not throwing the ball, not attacking downfield, and not attacking at the edges.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say they left a lot of points on the board too. Like just.
Well, the penalties killed a lot, but yeah.
Well, no, like the turnovers, both interceptions deep in Maryland territory. One of them to the 3-yard line, and they get a field goal out of that drive. They get a field goal out of I think they turned one of them into a touchdown or something like that. But like there were opportunities where they just like kept stepping on their own dick and just could not get out of their own way. And I think this game. It was a few things because really they should have scored 50 if they quit doing all those things I said. But like it's a combination of Oregon being really sloppy, probably playing the sloppiest game they've played, and Maryland coming off a bye. Like I know like a lot gets made out of that, but getting to prepare for an offense for 2 weeks, you're gonna be just in better position on plays. Like the week before, Michigan was not ready for Oregon. Like they were out of position on plays the whole time. And Michigan's like a good defense. They were without a couple of guys, but they're a good, generally disciplined defense, but they were out of position. And Oregon was able to use their speed and space because they were out of position. Like Maryland wasn't fooled by anything Oregon did other than like the fake punt and the fakes that went for touchdowns or whatever. That's why Oregon's doing that, by the way, is because like they were getting a little bit desperate. Because Maryland wasn't getting fooled and Oregon wasn't getting in space and making big plays and making guys miss. So, they
weren't trying for those big plays on top of it, which like I said,
over
I'm
the
not
top
sure what
stuff. Yeah.
I don't know what the game plan was going into this game for the offense, but it can't be that this next week. I'll tell you that much. I will say though, I thought the way Edwards looks, I think he was the second best quarterback they have seen this year. Yeah. And that might've been one of the best, if you take out those couple of those bad penalties that just kept them alive, it was one of the best defensive efforts I've seen in a long time.
They kicked his ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pressure.
I mean, he threw for 200 yards, but they held him to 50% passing on 40 some odd pass attempts.
It was,
and no run whatsoever.
Oregon was very handsy defensively, and that's why they got like. By the way, Brandon Johnson, if he doesn't get that like scoop and score, he has one of the worst games by a DB this season, because he had like, remember, he had the pass interference in the end zone and then gave up the touchdown the next play, and he had like another like two pass interference.
Same play too. Exactly.
Tysheen Johnson too, because Tysheen Johnson had like 3 pass interference and like a holding or something like that, but then he got the pick, and so everybody forgot about it. But like, yeah, no, like. Pass rush, like Maryland couldn't run the ball at all, and I think I saw like Muhammad got beat a couple times, which was a little bit surprising. But the fact that you give up
middle of the field beat, not like over the top though.
289 yards of total offense Maryland had. Yeah, that's awesome.
Plus and 3. Finally, we said it. They got 3 turnovers. They finally.
Yep.
You know, I'm sure there's some bullshit fucking stat or whatever like. Turnovers implied turnovers they should have gotten this year. This was the first game it panned out for them to actually get these ball bouncing the right way to them, or things like, even though they must have tipped a dozen passes that somehow were not intercepted.
Might be why they won is because of how their defense played. No, like, because that's sort of what Maryland does. Like, Maryland gets the ball out quick, and so that's good coaching by Tosh, right? It's like, hey, if you have a quarterback who gets the ball out really fast, get your hands up. And they did all game. Like, a miracle there weren't 5 or 6 interceptions, just on all those damn tips. But, yeah, again, good coaching, good execution by really good defensive line. So you got to be annoyed by the offense. I think annoyed's the right word, because there were plays and points to be scored, but they kept like – go ahead.
I think we're past annoyed. I think we see a problem.
No, definitely.
Just listen to me. The top 3 runs on Oregon this year from line of scrimmage, right? Number 2, guess who number 2 is? Who has the second longest run all year for Oregon?
Jordan Birch.
Nope.
Okay. Sadiq.
Jordan James is number 2.
Okay.
Jordan Birch is number 3.
Yeah. No.
Dylan Gabriel's Oregon State is number 1. That is the longest run all year. Yeah. And Jordan Birch's number 3 run is longer than James or Whittington's second longest run by a margin. That's concerning. They don't have pop. They don't have sizzle, and they should.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's purely on play calls, because he's banking on this, like I said, one of the worst offensive lines the Ducks have had in a while here. They're not creating holes. What's that?
The Joe Moore Award presentation, they're one of the top 5, but again,
they're a finalist, right? This offensive line's a finalist for something.
So is Ohio State. So that just shows.
Oh, all right. Some of these again, but how about I'll at least say this: they've been very good at pass protection this year. I'll give them that.
After the first 2 games.
Yes, after the first 2 games. But God, there's just no holes there running. On top of, we saw it last week where their defenses are just stacking the box right now, saying, "Hey, Will Stein, call a fucking pass play that goes more than 5 yards, and we'll see what happens." They're just stacking the box against the Ducks right now, because it's short passes and it's runs up the middle. What else should they do? Until you beat it, they're going to keep running it.
Yeah, I'm being negative about this whole thing, but
no, I am very negative on the offense right now.
But we saw the Ohio State game. We know what they can do. It's just they'll do it for a quarter. And like, I got into a little tiff with Stuart Mandel this week on Twitter.
Do we?
And it was just like, buddy, because they're just like, why don't we talk about Oregon? And well, whatever. But it's like, I kind of get it, because they're just boring. Like, granted, it was like 6 weeks earlier, but when Texas beat Michigan, they nuked them in the first quarter and a half. Oregon was not losing at half. I don't care. The ball with down 14. They were never beating Oregon. But there's a difference between scoring the first 24 points and just being up 21-7. And then they're just, I don't know.
Being up 2 scores is being up 2 scores. I mean,
they have the second best odds to win the national title this year. Whatever. Like, should not take that for granted, because that is just, the team is really good, but they're just, I don't know. I think it's a coaching thing. I don't understand what they're doing with the offense for large swaths of games every week. Like, every week. Ohio State game aside.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys right now, I'm worried this week. Because you brought up Wisconsin, they are coming off a bye as well. They've had an extra week to prepare. They're at home. If the Ducks try to come out and play like they did last week, I don't think, I mean, they could easily lose this game. I don't think it's going to be like three-score win.
I think they'll, I mean, we could save this for lines, but
yeah,
I think Wisconsin's passing game is limited enough that they won't win. But also, if you want to delve super deep into it, it's the second best secondary they faced all year outside of Ohio State. And easily the best safeties if you look at NFL grades. So, I mean, 14.5. Okay, if they win by 16, we could see that happening. But again, I'm kind of with you where with me, even if I say they're going to cover, I don't think they're going to be like super wildly impressive about it.
No, I mean, Vegas thinks it too. It's only a 13.5 point spread.
And some of the stuff about covering and these stats, like, Ole Miss kind of made up for it last week by kicking the shit out of Georgia. But there are teams every year, like an Ole Miss, who the first 5-6 weeks out of the year, they really kind of skew the stats because of who they're playing, and they never actually beat anyone who's okay.
Yeah.
But you can at least point to it and be like, they got it. Like, Jackson Dart has it. He has a 5-touchdown game in him. I'm sure Dylan does. But was the last one of those like UCLA in late September? Well, I mean, I guess Ohio State.
Ohio State, maybe. But if you throw just that game out, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. There's just something about this team that I don't go into games thinking they're going to lose. And I don't sit there in the second quarter and be like, put them up. Oh, shit. Upset alert. But I feel like there's just so much more they could do.
Oh, yeah.
And I know what you're saying about the offensive line. Because, like, some of the stuff, okay, don't call cool shit. Just be better. There's 4 minutes left in the third quarter and you're up by 21. Just put together a good drive. And they just don't. I don't know.
It's not even, like you said, it's not even like, call some crazy play calls. It's like, hey, call a fucking toss or call a counter or call something that's not just straight into the heart of fucking 7 guys battling it out in the trenches. Anything but that, just something simple like that. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know what his problem is or what he's trying to prove with being so adamant on we're only running the ball straight up the middle.
Yeah. I mean, they try, like, he does try occasionally, like they tried the shovel pass at the goal line. Maryland just stuffed it.
At the goal line.
They try these other things and like the players just don't do it. So I think it's a combination, man. Like Stein sort of taking his foot off the gas and Gabriel maybe not throwing the ball down the field or feeling confident without Tez Johnson this week. I don't know. Because he sure as hell felt, you saw the confidence against Ohio State. Like you see what the offense is capable of. Like he did it against Boise too. Like you see what this offense is capable of, which I think is why we're so frustrated. Is that you can see what they can do. They just don't do it. You know what this reminds me of? Like I was thinking this while you were talking, King. It reminds me of like an SEC team. Like, it reminds me of Alabama. Like, Alabama just had elite defenses, like NFL players all across the field, and their offense was, like, fine. They had, like, a good running back. They had, like, a good 2 wide receivers. Like, their offense, like, scored enough, and their defense won most of their games for them. And,
that first Georgia title was that. they had a very pedestrian offense, but just such an elite defense.
So we get to the end of the season here, and Oregon is, we're 2 weeks away, by the way. Like, Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks. Oregon plays Wisconsin, has a bye, then plays Washington, and the regular season is over, by the way. We get to that point, Oregon's 12-0. Okay, good job, Dan. You did it. Like, can we complain?
It's not complaining. It's just it's an interesting thing to watch for me, because there were some years like 2010, 2009, 2012. I'm just kind of making up some years. Even probably 2014, where Oregon had to scheme guys open. Whether it was Josh Huff, Darren Carrington, Jeffrey Mayo, Lavoisier Tuane, Ed Dixon, whatever. Like, these guys weren't people that you looked at when they can beat the corner. Tez and Stewart and Trayshawn can beat the corner. Let them beat the coverage. Just, especially if we're all kind of if everyone in the universe is kind of in agreement that the offensive line, while way better than the first 2 weeks, is not Joe Moore material. That's because of the brand. That's ridiculous. And they're not just going to bust open holes. Then, my guy, just... And I know there's a very good chance I'm like the biggest asshole in the world by harping on this, because in 4 weeks when they play Ohio State in Indianapolis, they throw for 489 on 22 passes, but 3 of them went 50 yards in the air for, chunk plays. And, I'm a dickhead. I'm an asshole. But it's... I honestly don't really enjoy watching this team play.
No, and again, it's the same as
the defense I do. The offense, I just find it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I thought last year might have been somewhat of an anomaly. It's like, you had Bo Nix, who was such just a game general and just knew the defenses so well, he could just dink and dunk you down the field to death. And then they bring in Dylan Gabriel this year, and it's like, Dylan Gabriel, that dude threw for a shit ton of yards and can throw the ball far and runs real fast, and it's the same offense. They're maybe a few more deep passes than last year through 10 games, but more or less it's the same thing. And I thought it was going to be different. I thought it was Nix was the problem, but it's not. Clearly, it is Stein is the problem.
And it doesn't make sense, because if you look at Stein's profile, his year plus at
UTSA,
he threw bombs. He threw deep. He went, and maybe that's a function of being in the WAC. I actually don't know what UTSA is in. They can't be in the American, can they?
They might. Are they in the MEAC? Are they in the MEAC?
Yeah, but it could be a function of just they had that one guy. I think that receiver's at Illinois now, who was for them. But it's just I know there's a very good chance Oregon wins a national title, and I'm just the biggest crybaby fucking loser. But once they go up by 17, I shut down. I really just stop watching them on offense, because I just know they're not going to try.
Because they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do. Exactly.
Yeah, that's...
It is weird. I actually appreciated the Big Ten Network on Saturday, even though they shouldn't do it, because they're a propagandist agent for all of the Big Ten teams.
Oh, yeah.
They actually showed Oregon's third quarter offensive stats for the year, or Jake Butt was like, fart noise. Get it? My last name's Butt. Bad, boring, bad. I hate it.
Lanning literally said the fake, the trick plays and stuff like that were because they had been struggling in the third quarters this year. He literally said that's why they did it. That's desperate. Hold your offensive coordinator accountable, dude.
I'm just saying, there have been 3 games, Illinois, Purdue, UCLA. There are certain games where you're up by a lot at halftime when the third quarter rolls around, but they're a big boy program. They're a Big Ten program. This isn't Portland State. This isn't Idaho. This isn't UC Davis. Run it down their throat. Score. Try. And then I hope it's a try thing and not just oh shit, I'm Will Stein. I have 10 good plays, and then everyone figures me out.
I can't make any halftime adjustments. Whatsoever. Yeah.
I hope it's just a shut down the operation deal, because if it's the opposite, this is our best chance to win a national title in a very long time. Some could probably argue ever. I don't know. That's debatable. But
Dennis Dixon,
they're there. Through 11 weeks, they're number one. They should be going for it.
But that's the crazy thing, is that, like I said, this is probably the best we've seen of Oregon and has the best chance. And I am not going to be upset in the least when Stein takes a head coaching job next year. Sure. And I agree with you. I feel weird because during those Chip Kelly years when they were scoring a shit ton, it was so much. The games were more entertaining. It was cooler. But I didn't feel confident holding leads. And I'm with you now. When the Ducks are up 2-3 scores, I'm like, oh, this defense now, if there's no way especially the teams, they're quality teams are playing, they're not going to come back from 3 scores down.
Yeah. Right. And we should probably, give equal praise to that as we are kind of hampering on the other side.
But we've been pumping up Tosh this year, saying how
I know, absolutely. I just want to kind of reiterate it because I know this has been a weird, negative energy 20 minutes, but
defense is really good. Yeah.
The defense is really good. It's really good. It's top 10. That's why you hired Dan Lanning. That's what it is.
Yep.
But again, are you guys going to be sad when Stein leaves?
No.
I'm actually hoping someone comes and says, hey, you're going to be our head coach. I'm like, great. Go hire someone that has just give me something different now. I'm over this offense of 2 years. And I'm over it.
And again, I'll say that if they win the national title. Thank you, Willis. Thank you. Go. I hope you love life in Lubbock. Yeah. That is a great job opportunity and life opportunity for you and your family. But your offense, I'm done watching it. I'm out of my life. Yeah. Are we assholes?
Probably. No, I think we're spoiled for sure. For sure. Just looking around the country at other teams, we're spoiled this year for sure.
Yes, of course.
But no, I think it's okay as a fan of a team to hold them to the standard that they should probably be at. Because we're in the we're in the transfer portal era, and this is Oregon, and Oregon has NIL money, and it is their foundation is really solid. And there's no excuse with the players that this offense has for them not putting up 40, 50 points a game against teams that frankly aren't that good. Like Maryland's not that good. Illinois is not that good. By the way, this you mentioned this is the year for them to do it. The Big Ten's not good this year. If we're talking about Indiana and Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, I don't even think
Penn State's that good.
This is a bad conference this year. This is the year to do it, and so we know that. So Oregon should be just blowing out teams and making it clear. Also, Oregon's the number 1 team.
Yes, within context, totally get it. We probably sound like someone like an Alabama podcast where they've won 4 out of the last 7 years. They're number 1, and I just don't know if I see it this year from old Nick Saban.
But is this going to be the one where it's get to the playoffs, and when they get to the playoffs, now all of a sudden Gabriel's throwing for 450 and 5 touchdowns? Is that?
I know they have at least 1 or 2 of those games in them.
They got to get Tez. They got to get Tez back, man.
Yeah, and I know they will have some of those. But you just mentioned the Illinois game, they nuked them. It was 28-0 or whatever it was before you could blink. It was over, and then they just scored 35. They just, I don't know. Yeah, and maybe I actually think part of it too is also I find these games boring because I don't give a fuck about Illinois. I don't care about Purdue. I don't care about Maryland. So honestly, I think part of it is based in reality of come on, guys, why aren't you trying? But also, I take no real joy in kicking the shit out of these teams. Where last year,
this is the equivalent of playing Cal and ASU. and that's that's the same level.
I be like,
that's what I'm saying. It's
ASU. Well, we lost down there in 2019, so let's really kick the shit out of them.
Yes. I'm saying it's skill wise, I put those teams like similar to each other. 100%. But like I agree with you now, where it's like I have nothing to look back on. You're back. All right.
So, viewer/listener, the concern was that we weren't going to have that. We lost that 45 minutes or whatever that we were talking, but we did not. Crisis averted. I had a corrupt video file. I was able to get the video file from somewhere else. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to hop into lines. How about that? Okay. Lines everywhere.
Lines. Technology's weird.
Everything's chunky. Everything's crashing. It's all bad right now. Let's just get through this. Go, Ski.
All right. Well, we had a movement week this week. Braga, you had 1 point.
More like a bowel movement week.
Yep. I had more than you. I had 2 points. King over here had 4 points. So, Braga, you have 60. King, you're only 4 back now, 56. I'm almost into single digits. I'm at 50, 10 back at you still.
Right.
But hey, whole new ball game here.
Hey, we got a few weeks left. Like it's anybody's game. Is all I'm saying. Anybody's game.
Especially with some of these god awful games still to come. So we'll start off. First game, Kings Bruins. They're 4.5 point dogs on the road to Braga's Huskies.
UW.
My Huskies. Boy, they got their asses handed to them last week. My God. Penn State in the whiteout, no thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that one, Pennsylvania. Jesus. You really owes that one after,
Yeah, been a great week, Pennsylvania. Really appreciate all the good work you're doing. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Josh Shapiro.
Right. You know what? UCLA somehow has ripped off 3 straight now, and it doesn't look like complete dog shit. Give me the Bruins.
I got UCLA as well. Washington's looking ahead to Oregon already. A clap.
In 2 weeks.
Look ahead to a 5-win team.
Yeah. A clap.
I love it.
All right, now here's another. What are you going to do with this? Ohio State, they're 28.5 point favorites. They're going to Northwestern.
Playing at old Wrigley Field.
They are, yeah.
Have you seen the end zone has maybe a foot?
Yes.
Until you hit the stands right at the back end of it.
Yeah. Don't go up the right sideline at all.
Give me Ohio State and them losing one of their wide receivers to hitting the stands.
Yeah, Ohio State by 80.
Yeah, same. Boring, but Buckeyes.
Yeah. Next thing we got Sparty. They're 2.5 point. They're 2.5 point dogs. They're going to Illinois.
Boy, your body blow theory with Illinois, my guy, yikes. I think I'm going to take Sparty. I think this might be the first time I've picked them all year. But, yeah, I got Michigan State.
I'm going to take Illinois. Both teams are coming off the bye, so maybe that'll get right for Illinois off the bye. And Sparty's not good, and they're certainly not good on the road. So, yeah, give me Illinois by a field goal.
Yeah, my thing is it's a November to remember, so I got the Illini.
Okay. So, that's Skis Jewelers. Who's November? Or is that
that's
Toyota?
Toyota, yeah.
Is it Toyota? Yeah.
That was Who is a November to remember? Is that a jewel?
I thought it was a jewelry of some kind.
Jewelry?
I thought it was
Skis Jewelers.
That's what he said. Yeah, Skis Jewelers.
I don't think it is, but it's definitely a jewelry. All right. So you said Illinois, King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
WCP in the chat. Sparty should just be called Farty.
Zingers from the chat.
Good one.
Next game, Penn State.
Remember, the first thing that pops up is Extreme Championship Wrestling. Apparently, ECW was November to remember.
Did Raven come like rappelling down from the stands and?
Booble says it's every kiss begins with K.
And every kiss begins with K.
It might be that. Yeah.
It might be that. I'm thinking, but
ECW November to remember 1997 ad looks awesome.
I'm sure it was awesome. Dudley Boys, Sandman, Taz. I don't even know who else is there, but yeah. So Penn State, they're the same as Ohio State, 28.5-point favorites. They're in Purdue.
I think that's the one game I got last week, right? Was Ohio State killing Purdue. I'm picking Penn State, and they're going to be my star pick.
Ooh.
What's the spread again?
28.5.
Ooh. Penn State, but not a star pick.
Unfortunately, I don't think Penn State's good, but Purdue is just so bad. God, this one's just tough to pick. Nebraska, 7.5-point dogs at SC.
USC, star pick. Jay Mayava coming in. He's going to run around a little bit. He's going to be a little bit of a jitterbug. It's going to be wacky and wild. And people are going to go, hey, you want to know what? I think Lincoln Riley might have this thing going again. And then in 2 weeks, they'll be like, oh, he just can't throw. He's Alex Orgy. You got me that 1 week.
Yeah.
Fight on. And they're wearing their throwback 1970 uniforms. And
ooh.
Not in honor, it just lined up.
Just
John Robinson dying.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go John Robinson death game also. Give me USC cover. Teams always play better when someone dies like that is famous in their institution.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you said, King. John Robinson death game. Yeah, good idea, King. John Robinson death game. Yep. I'm also picking USC. Yep, good idea. Boy, King, you just come up with all the mottos, man. I tell you what.
Next, we'll put it my theory into respect. Rutgers, 5.5-point dogs at Maryland.
Maryland. I don't think Rutgers is good. I don't think Maryland's good either, but
I think Rutgers because Oregon just beat up Maryland. That's my
Can
answer.
I just say something about Maryland? As a red-green colorblind person, I fucking hated their uniforms last Saturday. I could not fucking tell what color their numerals were, what the Terps was. It was changing on me the whole game. I didn't like it.
You're gonna struggle this week at Wisconsin, by the way. Like Oregon in their white, Oregon like literally wearing white and black against the all red.
I'll be fine. Just the Maryland one, I just couldn't tell.
I'm with you, Braga. I'm taking Rutgers just had a nice win last week against Minnesota. Shianos are back, baby.
Yep. Sank the ship.
Last game, Ducks 13.5-point favorites at Wisconsin.
I'm going Ducks. I don't think Braden Locke can sustain long enough to cover.
I'm taking Wisconsin with my star pick. I don't think they're necessarily gonna win.
Call it for Wisconsin.
They're coming off the bye. They have a bye coming into this Oregon game. If Oregon plays like they did last week, they're going to lose. If they play just a little bit better, they'll win by 10 or 13 even. Give me Wisconsin.
I've been maintained this season, like the last month or so. I am not scared of Wisconsin whatsoever. Even if Oregon,
this was King's game from like 3 weeks ago, saying, "Hey, look ahead. That Wisconsin game.
And then once Penn State made Wisconsin have to throw, Braden Locke couldn't throw.
Yeah. Again, Oregon played like shit last week against Maryland, and they still won by 21. They are a much better team than Wisconsin is. I think they look inward after that Maryland game and are like, the penalties were ridiculous. Clean that up. Hey, offense, play better. Like, you're better than this. Play better. Execute. And I think again, like I said it in the Discord, weather's going to be like 55 degrees and partly cloudy. Like, it's not going to be cold. That's not going to be a factor. Better weather than Eugene on Saturday. So I think Oregon's going to be fine. I got the Ducks.
I mean, honestly, my whole thought process is just like, oh, you could get the Ducks as an under a 2 touchdown favorite right now against not a very good Big Ten team. It should be, oh, you fire away at this line, because Ducks have been they've been able to cover 2 touchdowns almost every game. I just think it's
Zindenberg. Did you just throw in?
What's that?
What kind of Zindenberg did you just throw in?
Oh, wintergreen.
Well, how many milligrams?
6, obviously. I know, not a 3 milli guy.
Wow.
This guy.
Oh.
Hey, there's other stuff out there. I've seen there's a lot of 8s and 12s of things, and there's one that's a 20. That's a little much there. Jesus. 20.
Does Game Day pick this game? Couple people in the chat asking. They didn't pick Oregon. They didn't pick the game last week or the Michigan game. I don't think either. Did they?
Really?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they will, because I think this is the game where at least one person will pick Wisconsin.
Because the line's so low. Like, that's the difference. Yeah. Okay. All right. We good on lines?
Yep, that was it.
Okay. Let's do trivia. Wisconsin trivia. If you have not seen us do trivia before, I am going to ask a question. Let's see who I'm going to ask.
Can I just break this up real quick?
Yeah.
Can I give you a bonus Wisconsin question before we even start?
No,
Sure.
before you start.
Yeah.
Which rapper rhymed Wisconsin with mansion?
Oof. Ludacris.
No.
Ja Rule.
No.
Paul Wall. Pitbull.
T-Pain. Oh, rapper.
Yep. Up in Wisconsin.
That's
Wisconsin?
right. That's right.
Wisconsin.
That's right. I forgot about that. I love that line.
So good. It's great. It's a great line.
Really good.
A mansion up in Wisconsin.
It's so good.
It's called.
It's great. I mean, born lyricist right there.
It's really good. Okay, so if you have not seen us do trivia before, I'm going to ask Ski a question because Ski won last week. He's going to have an opportunity to answer it, get it right. If he does not, then King has an opportunity to steal it with a multiple choice. The winner is best out of 10. I only asked 10 questions, so whoever has the most at the end, pretty much. Ski, to you. By the way, Oregon and Wisconsin, they have played 6 times. Oregon has never won in Madison. FYI.
How many games have they played in Madison?
2. Because they played 2 Rose Bowls. So
2 Rose Bowls, yeah.
Yep.
That's why I was like, here.
Speaking of that, Oregon beat Russell Wilson and Wisconsin 45-38 back in 2012, thanks to Wilson spiking the ball with no time left. Wilson was the first college football player to become a grad transfer before that season. Which school, Ski, did he transfer from?
Come on.
I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
Noonan.
I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
No.
It's in my head. Why isn't it coming out?
Booble got it in the chat.
Yeah,
Easy.
Should I start counting, King?
Like, sometimes I would be generous and give him a hint on who the bad was that took his place.
Yeah.
On a body part thing, but I won't do it because
you won't do that. Yeah.
Nope.
All right, you want to throw a school out there? Give it a guess.
I don't know why it's not that. No, I don't even want to say. I don't even want to guess.
Okay.
Because I'm upset. Wait, no, NC State.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah, I knew it was in there.
I knew. That's why I was asking you, King. I was like, should I start a countdown? Like,
I mean,
we should. You know what? Like, this is like Oregon with the 12-man on the field. Like, we're gonna make a ruling moving forward. They've got like 10 seconds. How about that?
They
got
picked Nick Glennon over Russell Wilson in his long neck.
Yeah,
his long neck.
That was a little egregious time. You know, it's like, we started this podcast an hour ago, and he just now answered this.
An hour ago.
I don't disagree.
Hey, you gave him the stadium last week that he got wrong because he was close.
EFCPT Credit Union. I mean, that's a little different than NC State for a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Last week's was an incredible answer, by the way. For him to like get it that close, like it's amazing.
The credit union stadiums now.
He messed up one letter on a credit union nobody has ever heard of.
Yeah, this is like asking someone in Kentucky about Selco.
Yes. Okay, to King, Ski leads 1-0. Wisconsin has 2 Heisman winners in their history. Name one of them.
Ron Tane.
That's one of them. Good job.
Please don't ask the name.
Do you know who the other one? You know what the other one is?
It's probably in the 50s.
Yeah.
Some war veteran.
Is Alan Amici. Yeah. So
John Amici?
Alan Amici.
Oh, all right.
All right, 1-1.
Some war veteran. I like that. It probably was.
Yeah. All right, back to ski. Bucky Badger, the official mascot for Wisconsin, this we all know. But that's not his official name. What is Bucky short for?
Buckland?
Incorrect answer.
Oh.
Good answer, though.
King, your options. Buckingham, Buckminster, or Buckley?
I'll just say Buckley. I don't know.
It's Buckingham. His full name, Bucky the Badger, is Buckingham Ulysses Badger.
Oh my God.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
How many? Every week I'm just gonna say, get fucked, Big Ten. You guys are losers.
Alice and Ulysses S. Grant. Like, what
yeah.
Okay, so we are going, let's see, back to King here. Wisconsin record for rushing yards in a single game is 408, which is also third all-time in NCAA history. Came against Nebraska. Which running back holds that record?
I'll say Melvin Gordon.
That is the correct answer. Nice work.
Melvin.
I was gonna say Monty Ball. If
By the way,
was one of the
good running backs there. Yeah, like Monty Ball's like their all-time leading touchdown rusher. Like Jonathan Taylor went there. Yeah, good backs, man. James White went there. He was good.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so King leads 2-1. Back to ski. This film director graduated from Wisconsin, went on to the London Film School, and made the movies Heat, Collateral, Public Enemies, Ali, and most recently Ferrari. Who is he?
Heat. Oh.
You should know Heat.
Heat.
Collateral.
I don't know why.
Collateral's a banger.
I don't even know.
I thought this was going to be a gimme for you, man.
No.
All right. You want to throw a guess?
I'll say Man.
What?
James Mann.
That is incorrect. King, your options. Michael Bay, Michael Mann, or
Michael
Tony
Mann.
Scott?
Michael Mann.
That's the correct answer, King.
I just don't. He's a fucking banger.
Yes. I can't.
It is a banger.
I'm pretty sure we talked about Michael Mann like a week or two ago too. Like I truly can't believe you didn't know that. Like
I did say his name. I just
did you?
incorrectly said his
I heard.
name.
Hey King, I don't know. Like, are you a big
James-
Michael? Are you a big?
James Gunn is Michael.
James Gunn got James Gunn and Michael Mann confused a little bit. Come on.
You a big Michael Mann guy, or are you a big James Mann guy, King?
Oh.
I don't know. I kind of like Michael myself. All right. So back to King now. King with a 3-1 lead.
Suspect asterisk, but yeah.
Scary. It's getting scary.
All right. The official fight song for Wisconsin was originally written for Minnesota. William T. Purdy intended to enter it into a contest to see if Minnesota would use it. His buddy convinced him instead to just let Wisconsin use it, and the rest is history. It's also the official state of Wisconsin song. What is its name? The fight song.
This is probably wrong. It just feels very Big Ten centric. So I'll just, because I don't fucking know. I'll say On Wisconsin.
It's literally the correct answer.
They're such losers. My God.
That's a terrible answer. I'm glad I got it right. But
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They are the most cliche conference in the history of Earth. Check out this extra trivia fact. Paul McCartney owned the rights to On Wisconsin, which then
Makes sense because it sucks.
which then passed on to Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson bought all of the Beatles catalog. There were legal things involved where they tried to sue Wisconsin to stop using it, and then they sort of settled quietly, and now it's in the public domain. So Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Go figure.
I mean, I forgot that Wings cover of On Wisconsin. My God. How can we forget that?
The guy from the video game where he threw a fedora versus the guy from Wings.
Yeah.
The 80s were dumb.
I want to know how he got the rights in the first place. It doesn't make any damn sense at all.
I mean, they named their state song is On Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
Fair. All right, so it's a ski now. King leading 4-1. Who's the Badgers' all-time leader in wins as a head coach?
Alvarez?
That's correct. I should have made him say the first name. Yeah.
Barry?
Yes. Okay.
If it
James.
was like Edgardo Alvarez, I'd be like, second
Yeah.
base.
You got a good point. I got to start making ski say first names. 119, 72, and 4 in his career. He has like 50 more wins than Brett Bielema, who's second.
Bielema.
Yeah. All right, King, with a chance to win, up 4-2. The winner of Wisconsin and Minnesota used to win the Slab of Bacon trophy. Google it, listener. It is a slice. It's a sliced block of wood with what looks like an egg on it, and it has bacon written on the top and the bottom part. Depending on how you hold it, you can sort of see the bacon. And it also, in the middle of the egg, it has like an M or a W, depending on how you look at it. So if you hang it one way, it's you.
Now that's okay. I don't mind that, but out here, a slab of bacon.
The Slab of Bacon trophy. Yep, it's a
Was
real
this made
thing.
like during the Dust Bowl, where a piece of bacon was worth like a house? What's going on here?
They stopped using it and changed the trophy in 1948. I tried to like look into how the trophy was lost, and it just like sort of ended. Like one of the schools just had it, and then they just sort of like stopped giving it back and forth. Like it was the weirdest thing. But like 1948, they changed to this trophy.
Paul Bunyan's axe.
That is a correct answer. King with the victory. Nice work. Did you know, by the way, Minnesota has 7 national titles?
I did. I did.
Wild.
How many are those are real?
0.
Yeah.
0. Yeah. The last one was like 1948.
Yeah.
All right, one extra bonus one here. The first time Oregon beat the Badgers was in 2001. 28-27 they won. Joey Harrington threw 3 touchdowns, ran for a touchdown. Who led Oregon in rushing that day? 2001. Had a 51-yard run in that game.
I'm going to say the backup, Ontario Smith.
That's the correct answer. Yep. Yeah.
I was just trying to be wacky.
Yo, you're rolling today, man.
I really had no idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
You give them the hard one, except for the ones like, oh, name their one Heisman Trophy winner. That's the most easiest one you could fucking think of.
Yeah. Name Minnesota's BEC fight. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
Maurice Morris was the other running back for Oregon that year, by the way. He had it was 14 carries for 20 yards in that game. So they went to Ontario and he killed it because he's Ontario Smith. Okay. That's trivia. Let's do our list. Our list comes from Nathan FKD in our Discord. By the way, join our Discord. You can give us list ideas and movie suggestions in there. Yeah, by the way, WCP says Braga gave Ski a layup and he missed.
I correctly guessed, you mean, yes.
Our list comes from Nathan FKD in the Discord. It is, in honor of Wisconsin, top 3 cheeses. Big proponents of cheese. This podcast is big proponents of cheese. I will say I needed to cut back on my cheese as I became a grown-up. In my 30s, I had to start making the conscious decision to stop buying those Tillamook bricks of cheese because I would sit around and just slice cheese and eat it. A guy in his 30s and then 40s especially can't eat that much cheese. You can't do it. It's
you can do that now at our age, but you just have to put it on a charcuterie board with some artisanal pickles and some
sure.
Multi-grain crackers.
That's a good artisanal pickle.
Yeah,
it's good stuff, man.
I do love one too.
I do too.
A gherkin.
You're saying it in a funny voice, but I genuinely do. So
salty cured meats, baby.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't care for grapes on a charcuterie board, though. I'll just say,
get that out of here.
Get it out of here.
You can do better.
That's a Sunday brunch for Easter. I don't want to see it.
You can do better.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to start?
I'll start. My number 3, pepper jack cheese.
It's a good cheese. Little spicy. Little spice.
It's a versatile cheese in my eyes. I'll go my number 3, blue cheese. All right, because are you guys a ranch or blue cheese guy when you when you eat wings?
That's controversial.
I don't like blue cheese.
I like blue, especially if you get a good salad, nice little blue cheese crumble on that. Yeah.
You a big Cobb salad eater? You're a Cobb salad guy?
I do like a good Cobb salad. Nice wedge salad.
A Cobb salad reference in a while. I love it.
Blue cheese is fine. There's 80 more dips I would have ahead of blue cheese. I think it's fine.
So is one of you gonna say feta cheese? Is that gonna be the surprise here?
I don't got a feta.
Feta's good. I like feta. It's okay. It's not on my list.
We're not feta shaming. We're not trying to feta shame.
Okay. My number 3. I like a good cotija cheese with some.
That's my number 2 is cotija.
It's a good cheese. It's a good cheese.
It is good cheese.
Every burrito, every taco, throw some cotija on that bitch. It's gonna be real good. All right, 3s from the chat. WCP says smoked Gouda. It's good cheese. Good cheese. And Booble says string.
I do love string cheese.
String cheese is great. So mozzarella.
Not just mozzarella, but not in stringed form.
Yes,
string form is way better than regular.
Oh yeah.
Let's be real.
I will.
Cut that son of a bitch real quick. real thin, throw a piece of basil on it, basil, and
Little basil.
and to heat it. String cheese still better. It still clears, like the kids say.
Yeah.
Mozzarella fucks. You know, like mozzarella, like in all forms, is great. It's on pizza. It's the cheese you put on pizza. And I'll eat string cheese. I'll get a bag of mozzarella and I'll just like eat the shredded. It's great. Yeah.
Get you some of the like fresh mozzarella in like little balls, little
wet,
marble. Yeah, they're wet.
Oh, yeah. Some wet mozzarella. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You know what? That was not my number 2. That is now my number 2. It just took over. Medium cheddar just hit honorable mention. Sorry.
Guy doesn't even go with sharp cheddar. He does a medium cheddar. This guy.
Again.
This guy's mid all around here.
Cheddar.
This is the cheese I used to
My favorite quarterback is Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
So that is.
My favorite 49ers quarterback was Tim Rattay. Don't you guys like Tim Rattay?
Medium cheddar.
Dude, like that's the cheese I used to just like eat. Like I just eat it all day. Like I put it on crackers and just eat it. It's so good.
It's a fine cheese. It's a fine cheese.
It is, yeah. But anyway, it's my honorable mention now because mozzarella just took its spot. So what's your 2?
My 2 is, well, sharp cheddar.
It's good cheese. It's very good cheese. And then Ski's yours was cotija.
Cotija.
Lovely. 2's from the chat. WCP says smoked mozzarella.
It's getting too in
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a
Just
theme
eat
though.
some fucking cheese. It doesn't need to be smoked or aged. Just eat some fucking cheese.
Aged cheese is scary, by the way. I don't know about that. I've had some aged cheese in my refrigerator before. It didn't go that well.
Got those ones. There's like a aged cheese that's got like little maggots in it, and they're like, "Oh, that's good. That's what we want. We want these little maggot larvas in our cheese."
Hey, our president to be just appointed someone to be the guy for the health department who had a worm brain.
Yeah.
So maggots in cheese, maggots in the world, maggots in the U.S., it's all coming together.
Full circle here.
Yeah.
Full circle.
And then 2 from Booble is cheese. Method Man in the Wire. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Not Jeremy Piven. Cheese. Right.
Jeremy Piven.
All right, let's do 1s.
My number 1, Oaxaca cheese.
Fancy cheese. Fancy guy over here.
Yeah.
Oaxaca.
Melts so evenly.
How about you, Ski?
All right. My number 1, it's going back to just my pure gutter palate favorite thing, and that's Velveeta cheese.
Oh, no.
I do love
it. But it has to be with shells in chili, so it's comboed, but yes. Chili mac with Velveeta is untouchable.
God.
Little queso dip with the Velveeta and some spicy sausage.
Some
backstrap.
Some backstrap, yeah.
God, that's something I haven't done since my 30s too. Like chili mac. Fuck. Oh.
Fucks, man.
Oh, it's so good, and like the cheaper the better. Like you get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so good. I used
Stag or some Hormel.
I would get like the thick meat chili because I liked it. I like my chili mac a little thicker.
You like your meat?
Yeah, you like thick meat. Yeah.
Don't necessarily need the beans either. Just give me that meat, baby. Boy, yoing, yoing. Damn right. My number 1's Gouda. I really like Gouda. Gouda's like the one nowadays. Well, I'll sort of allow myself to do the slice and peel thing. Like it's so good, man. I had like I had a work like Christmas thing last year where I won like a basket of cheese and like fruit. And there was Gouda in that basket that's like better than any Gouda I've ever had. I don't even like know where the hell it came from, But it was so good, and I've been chasing that Gouda since. But yeah,
sounds like a Gouda gift. All right, sir.
You are correct, sir.
You just been chasing that dragon of trying to find this Gouda or something comparable to.
I gotta get that Gouda, man. I can
provolone.
Yeah, provolone's good.
I like
Yeah.
provolone too.
Yeah, provolone's good. You put it on a like a Philly cheesesteak.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I generally eat it in a melted variety of some.
Yeah.
It's got a good melting point on it.
Yeah,
That's why it's
a little dipper with some roast beef and
a jus.
I had Philly cheesesteaks last week and used some of that on there. It's really good stuff, obviously. Honorable mention for me is Colby Jack. I like Colby Jack.
Yeah. Colby Jack, also a player I used to make in like NCAA football.
What position? Was your quarterback?
No, he would be a linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah.
I have to say linebacker.
Good strong safety.
Dick Vane was always my strong safety.
Oh, I got to give the ones. WCP said smoked sharp cheddar because cheddar is
Get
better.
out here with your smoked.
Yeah, there you go.
Fancy boy. Not in this economy.
Nope.
Not in this economy.
Nobody's smoking any cheese anymore, bud.
Biden won. It's the worst economy of all time.
It was Kamala's economy, first of all.
Well, at a certain point.
Yeah. Booble says Framunda.
Just, come on, man.
Yeah.
Back when I used to work fast food, I had a coworker who used to like sing a song. He'd go, "The cheese from under my nuts," like Three's Company.
I was gonna say.
That's...
From under cheese. WCP honorable mentions Cotija Parmesan. Yeah, we didn't mention Parmesan. It's a great cheese. There's levels to Parmesan though, you know.
Yeah,
like
Parm feels a little snobby for me.
I mean, unless you're buying that like $1,250 wheel of Parmesan that you put your cooked pasta in and just slop that around in there. That Parmesan, it's better just getting some you sprinkle on some pasta. That's all it is.
See, I won't go. What is it? Nally's brand where it's you just store it in the cupboard and pour it like that. Like that's too much. I'll just buy General Albertsons or Costco.
Yeah. I get the like little tub at Fred Meyer or whatever. It's like $5 and it's good. It's perfect. Yeah. Hey.
This guy.
Hey.
Damn.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud. I get my gas points there, buddy. Somebody saves 10 cents a gallon. Let's see.
You're gonna be moving to fucking Winco shopping here, man.
Yeah.
You gotta start, like you said with us, you ain't getting that Social Security coming. You gotta start saving now.
Saving up.
You're not wrong. I gotta start putting away that Parmesan cheese money.
Mm-hmm.
For a rainy day. Booble's honorable mention spray cheese. Yeah. The Cheese Whiz. Yeah. And then jalapeno cheese from an MRE. I don't know what that is.
That's an army thing.
Okay.
You don't
Oh,
want
like the ration thing with like the
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's WCP said that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I told a story on one of these pods in the last 6 months about eating an MRE. That was just fucking atrocious.
Yeah, they're not good.
It was like beanies and weenies, and I would have preferred to actually eat a real weenie.
Yeah, but like dried, like
it was bad.
No, yeah.
It was a real one. It wasn't like one of those ones you get off like Alex Jones's website.
Mm-hmm.
It was something from like the Iraq War.
You mean the Onions website?
Yeah, Tim Onion.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Funny bit.
I mean, you're not eating from those like $200 survival buckets that you can go get at like Costco.
Yes, yeah.
All right, let's close out our list with this. Booble adding into the chat Cheez-Its. Yes. Yes.
Cheez-Its over Goldfish? Yeah.
You know,
Goldfish.
okay, here's something. I get these for my kid for lunches. Goldfish have like extra cheese blast flavor now. So there's like
they blast it right in the fucking face.
Yo, those are
extreme
fire. I can't
extreme cheese blasting going on here.
Cannot express how good those are. Like those are tough to not steal. It's like, yeah, like one for you, one for me when I'm making lunches. Okay, that's it. Anything else? Okay. We made it through the second try of the podcast with like no technical issues whatsoever. So who the hell knows what happened with that first one? Movie on Sunday is 300. It's on Netflix. So watch it, listen to us talk about it. Oregon at Madison. Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Kind of a big one. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Yeah.